Okay, can you see this?
Yes,
Okay.
I can see. Thank you. So I think from the project board, if you go down a little bit.
You want to see the in progress?
Yes. So there are a few features, right? In this 122. So if like volume populator, then if he's not here.
I think right now it's just the blog. I think everything else is done. Oh, and then the sidecar and some changes. So I think it's looking good. I think
Okay.
the blog is scheduled to be out on August 30th. Sidecar changes, I think, just merged this morning. I think it should be ready to cut release, I think.
Okay. Okay. So I think Wednesday we'll do another check on this to make sure nothing like left behind. And for Windows GA, CSI Proxy, Mauricio, since you're here, so you want to give an update?
Sure. So I don't think that there is a lot of activity in CSI Proxy. The only PR pending is one to update the status of CSI Proxy. It was in beta, now it is GA. And for the blog post, I think I'm waiting for an approval from an owner. Someone from SIG has already reviewed the blog, and it's looking good. So I'm just waiting for the approval. I think that's it.
Great. So the approval, who is the approver? Like, do we need to ping them, or they will should be able to review approve it by like deadline?
I will ping. I know one of the guys, so I will ping him.
Okay. So when's the deadline for this must be merged?
It was supposed to be merged last week, in August 5. I think that's where I wrote.
But what is did they tell you the published date? I think every blog has a published date, right? Did they tell you when is that?
Oh, no, they didn't.
Oh, okay. I don't know why. Because I think the voting populator has like a published date. You probably want to check with them.
Yeah.
So it's
I'll
not
do it.
necessarily under GA date of under 22, but each blog has its own published date. So I think it just need to be merged by that date.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the point. Like I think point. We want to make sure this will be published, and they set a date and merge by that date. Okay, I think Mauricio will follow up on that. And so read-write one spot access mode, it's already in done state. So Chris, you have anything else to update?
No, I mean, it's Michelle moved it there just because the only thing pending was the feature blog, and that's slated for September.
Oh, so the blog will be in September?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So every blog will have different publish date?
Yeah, it looks like they spread it out. So, yeah. That seems 11 seems to be late. I don't know why, but that seems to be good.
Okay. Yeah, from previously, like they seem when they have a release, right? They have a series of blogs posted.
Yeah, but it's also not on the same date. Like I know last time they also have a date, so they have to tell you the date. So when you write the blog, actually you put date there. That's the scheduled date actually.
Okay, sounds good. I think for 122, is there anything else we need to
I think
discuss?
we should go over the sidecar release just to see
Status.
how we're doing with
Okay.
that.
Okay.
Can I move up this one? I don't know why. All right. I think this is almost on top now. Sorry.
Quick,
It's strange.
quick thing. So on the CSI sidecar like release status, updated the Kubernetes dependencies to 122 across all the sidecars, and also the provisioner, attacher, and resizer all depended on a change that was added to CSI libutils. So Michelle last week cut a release for CSI libutils. Now is updated in those 3 sidecars. So I think we're in a place where we can begin releasing each of these.
Chris, this CSI libutils, that's used by all the sidecars, right? Not just provisioner, attacher, resizer. That's also like snapshot or everything. I believe uses this CSI
really?
libutils.
Okay.
Do we need to
So
update all of those? I think, right?
I can go take a look, but
Okay.
I mainly focused on those 3 because those were the ones that depended on the access mode changes. But I'll take a look.
Okay, yeah, I think it's probably not really depend on access mode changes, but I think there is a dependency on the library. Every sidecar has that dependency, I think. So probably it's good to just update everything, I think.
I'll take a look. Yeah.
Okay.
The other thing is I have a PR that's still pending in Kubernetes org to be added as a maintainer for a lot more of these sidecars to be able to assist with the release. But since I'm kind of blocked on that, the only ones that I have access to, I think, are the provisioner for now. So,
I mean, what you can submit a PR. Right? I'm sorry. What are you blocked on? No,
No. I've opened a PR, but I'm waiting for someone to approve and merge the PR so I can be marked as a maintainer to actually perform the releases for these repos. I don't have access.
So basically, you are talking about like releasing the repo. That what you are?
Correct. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, so for the CSI, the new CSI libutils, Chris, do you know that's the only change is yours, like a read-write once part change? Does it include some other changes?
I'm not sure what else was bundled between like the most recent version and whatever's depended on by the other sidecars. I have to take a look.
Oh, okay. Yeah, if there are some like changes, especially bug fixes, then we want to all the sidecar use the latest utils.
Okay.
And I'm not sure how often we do this. If it's not very frequent, right, then it's worth to make sure everyone get updated out. Otherwise, it will be far behind. So, is this Michelle list all these sidecars?
Yeah, it's all listed here.
Oh, okay. Then yeah, we can use this as a list to check. And the name behind it is the owner of each sidecar.
Yeah, that's who is going to release those, I think.
Okay. So that means, like, let's say Chris, if we want to update, and then we need to ask all the owners to make the release.
Right. Yeah. Just one person is responsible for performing the actual release.
Okay.
I mean, whoever's tagged on each.
Okay. Yeah, if you need to like ask someone like those owners to do something, like let them know, ping them, so you probably will help.
So each person will need to cut a release basically, right? So
yeah.
I think except provision, I'm not sure who is going to cut that. Chris, are you going to do that one, or is that Michelle?
Yeah, that is the one repo that I have access to, so I could do
okay.
here. I guess for that sidecar, I was flipping through the PRs this morning. I didn't see what the snapshot v1 changes
Oh,
are.
that one's done actually. Okay.
Oh, that's done.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So we can actually mark a check. See
Let's
if I can
wait.
change this. Yeah.
Okay. I was gonna say let's not check it off just yet until I.
Oh, okay. I'll
formally
just
restart.
at least put a note saying this one is done.
Okay.
Right.
Thank you.
Okay, so anything else for this releasing sidecars?
So you probably want to go over the sidecar and see if there's any update. So I don't know if Yang has any update on the attacher.
Okay.
Attacher is waiting just for the changelog. So I have a PR. Michelle found some issues. I fixed them, and I probably need to ping her again.
Okay.
That's for provisioner.
Attacher.
Attacher. Okay.
Provisioner, I think Chris is looking at it, right?
Okay. Resizer. Hemant is here.
Yeah. Yeah, the resizer has actually no change, I think, between the last release and now. So we could. The only thing is that we changed the API library pretty much, and then Chris made a change for the access mode, but that doesn't affect resizer itself actually. So yeah.
Okay. And snapshotter.
It's PR. I don't know what is that PR. So there is a, I think Grant is fixing something, so I'm waiting for that one. I don't know what is this metrics PR. Oh, I think metric PR is already merged some time ago. So
Yeah, we if it's already merged, we can update. Verify and update here. Yeah.
Yeah. And the health monitor, there is one thing I was asking Ran if he has time to change it. Otherwise, we'll just go ahead. So I probably will know like early next week whether to cut the release or not.
Okay. And Chris, you also handling the node driver registrar?
I will be able to once I have the org PR merged that gives me maintainer access to the repo, but I'm blocked on that right now.
Yeah, and also please just check if anything pending in that repo. If it need to some fix or some changes need to be made, make sure they are in before we cut the release.
Just checking it. Zing, if it'll be okay if I assign you all of the updates to the CSI libutils across the other repos.
So we are pretty much going to make some minor relays with almost no change log for some of the sidecars where there's no change, like Resizer.
Hamar, your volume is very low.
All right, sorry. Is this better?
Yeah.
I was saying that we are going to make releases, minor release, a patch release, I think, of sidecars with almost like in case of external resizer, almost no change. There's like, it's kind of pointless to generate a change log.
The resizer does like use the access mode mapping logic, so I wouldn't expect that to be a patch. I would think that's a minor.
Resizer also like make use of the changes. You mean of read write one spot?
Yeah, I mean it exercises that library, that little library that was added to CSI libutils to do the access mode mapping logic.
I think it just does that because it's trying to fetch access mode, not directly related to like what read write or read write many. It's just trying to fetch the, I think it's just trying to compose the capability, and as a result, access mode comes kind of free with it. If I'm not wrong, I'll have to check. But
Okay.
yeah.
I just don't want to get into a situation where like a volume is provisioned with the external provisioner. It uses the updated mappings and then a resize is performed on it. And because it's not using the new mappings, it supplies a different CSI access mode than what the provisioner did when it was provisioned.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I think we have to just get the change log and then we can cut the release. So no problem.
Okay, sure. And for the next Leibniz probe, Cheng is kind of on vacation this week. So if anything, I will help him to cover. I just quickly check this Leibniz probe. There is one PR pending, trying to support like a different logging format. So you can configure the logging format. Right now, the default is text, and I think he is trying to add, for example, JSON log formatter. I don't know whether any other repo has such similar need or not. So this is for Leibniz probe. I feel no one. Go ahead.
I think all sidecars should be consistent here. So if we add this as a feature to one sidecar, we should do it in all of them. And that pretty much is a separate task that we need to track and not just roll it into individual sidecar releases. That's just my 2 cents.
Yes, I think, yeah, I also agree. But seems like that PR is quite old. It's actually last December.
I think we made the same comments at that time. And basically said that we want to see that done consistently in all sidecars in some release cycle, and then just no one continued with it.
Yeah, so I think, but last December is just kind of Java tested and rebase it, but after that, no activities. Like it's kind of open then.
But then I would say we should still continue to put it on hold until we actually have a plan to get it done consistently, and not just merge something because it's old. That's not a good criteria.
Yes. So, and I want to know how useful this, right? Anyone like have a use case of different logging formatter, like if it is we find some good use cases, then we can ping people to continue to work on that.
I'm working with the guys in Kubernetes who do the structured logging, and I think it's a useful approach. I actually have another pending PR going one step further and switching log messages from just outputting as JSON, but also changing the log invocations to use structured logging. I think that is actually the long-term goal that we should strive for. Right now, it's my PR is still work in progress, and I was just doing it to see how it would work. There are some missing pieces in upstream Kubernetes for that. For example, the question of how to pass a structured logger into different code is unsolved. So
Patrick, remember you have a PR that has been there in provisional, right? It has been there for a while.
That's where I started, and I basically wanted to get more feedback before we decide how to proceed. I basically would at this point argue that we need to have more discussions about how we want to have or how we want logging to work, and then make a plan on how to get it done in all repos consistently. And that includes potentially rewriting some of our log invocations.
So
yeah, I think that's a long-term thing. It's not something that we can get resolved that quickly. Yeah.
Yeah, and this besides CSI like sidecars, other Kubernetes related repos, they do something similar, or there are some activities?
Upstream Kubernetes has introduced JSON output already a few releases back, but it's still continues because it's not there's no feature parity between output via JSON and output via Klog. There are some missing parameters that don't work with JSON output. So upstream in Kubernetes, kubelet has been converted. Other components, I think, are still behind.
Okay. And so we can have more discussion around it. Since you are already working on this area, you can decide when you want to have more a discussion in CSI meetings, or
I guess we can start talking about it after the current round of releases. Perhaps target it for the next,
okay.
Kubernetes 123.
Yeah, I think that's a good time, and it's more like a feature we want to discuss long term, how we want to implement this. Okay, sounds good. So after this release, we will start working, talking about this as a feature. Anything else for 122? Okay. I was thinking to have a quick discussion on the volume snapshot transfer, but we only have 3 minutes left. I want to see, do we want to wait for Wednesday to continue to discuss that feature, or I was looking at the PR. I was thinking about it's good if it will be better we have more discussion related to use cases, how we're going to use that feature. Or maybe it's already been discussed, but I didn't closely follow yet.
That might need a little bit more time, right? So and also it's probably good to have the author of that CAP to be in the meeting.
Oh, he's not. Okay.
He's not here today, at least.
Okay.
See if he wants to join on Wednesday.
Okay. So if some people interested in this topic, we can even also set up a separate meeting to make sure whoever want to involve this discussion are included. We can talk about this on Wednesday. Yeah. That would be a feature also in the next release. So it's not very urgent. Okay, I think we almost finish the time, and let's meet on Wednesday again. Thank you, everyone. Oh, by the way, just make sure everyone, if you have something you want to have a answer right now, you can, speak up too. We still have 2 minutes. No? Okay, great. Then see you Wednesday. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.